Hi. It's Monday, May 5th, 2025. This is Mobile Max. Watching Elon Musk and DOGE on their effort to organize the federal administrations under President Trump. And he explained how the great thievery of taxpayer money happened. Thank you so much, Elon Musk. Thank you, DOGE. You're great American patriots, and I love you. I think you just might have saved our country, because under the Biden administration, and I say that loosely because Biden was an empty suit. He was an elderly man who was going senile. And this probably from the very beginning of his administration, because you saw him like, what, 10 months ago? Something like that, in the debate, the only one debate they had against President Trump. And he had been studying for 2 weeks in seclusion at Camp David for this debate. And that's the best he could do. And he sounded like a dingy old man who couldn't remember anything. And said many statements that nobody could understand. That's what the Black Lives Matter Democrats do. They put a white face on the leader, and then all the little Black Lives Matter Democrats are below him. So you see the white face as the leader. It's all illusion to them. It's not the way things are, it's the way that people perceive they are. That's how they think. Why do you think liberal, celebrity-driven Hollywood and the media have these liberal matrix movies and series where strong women, strong white women, and good gay people and black people who are the leaders and supervisors, and they're honest, and the only white men that are acceptable in these matrix is weak, sensitive white men are okay, but the strong, aggressive white men, they're the criminals, they're the enemies, they're the duplicitous people in these plays. They try to chase out the white male, and they've done it. The liberal Democrats, the Black Lives Matter, radical liberal Democrats have done it in everywhere they've gone. Here in Los Angeles, the LAPD and the LA County Sheriffs used to be the best police departments in the nation. And the Black Lives Matter Democrat hollowed out the LAPD, hollowed out the Los Angeles County Sheriffs. First to go was honest white cops. Get rid of all the white cops. No more white cops. All the Mexican and Latino cops who are honest, get rid of them too, including one of their former chiefs of the LA County Sheriffs, Alex Villanueva. I've seen him speak on California Insider on YouTube, and very intelligent man, very articulate. And he told the story of how the Black Lives Matter liberal, super liberal Democrats hated him and wanted to get rid of him because he was an honest police officer who just wanted to enforce law and order. And that's not what the Black Lives Matter Democrats want. They want you as a police department head to follow their orders. And they hollowed out and they got rid of Alex Villanueva and put in a corrupt substitute, a weak substitute. How many white police officers do you see on the streets now? They got rid of them all. There's no more white police officers. In fact, there's not many jobs for whites at all. I went up to the Ralphs where I always go on Sunset, or here on Fountain and La Brea. No white faces to be found. All black or brown people. No more white people. They've gotten rid of all the white people where they could. And they hollowed out the police departments so they could do the nefarious deeds. And you want to know how their grift works and their thievery methods, their MOs of how they steal the money is through NGOs, non-government organizations, charities, non-profit charities. Here's how it goes, and this happened on the city or state or even, as Elon Musk and DOGE has found, on the federal level. And they've done it not for millions, not for hundreds of millions, not for billions, not for hundreds of billions, but they've stolen trillions of dollars from the American taxpayer, these Democrats, these Black Lives Matter super radical Democrats. And you're saying, oh, wait a second, not that many of these politicians has been arrested for bribes or embezzlement or anything. Well, that's not how the grift works. The grift works, politician feeds money to these special interests, these NGOs, who most likely donated to their campaign in the past. And they're non-bid contracts. Nobody gets to bid on these contracts. The politicians' reward come after they leave office. Then they get some kind of big giant consulting job where they earn $10 million a year or something. So that's how these sly bastards arrange it. Politicians don't get paid off until they leave office, then they're rewarded generously. Well, it happened to Obama. Obama was never a rich man, but now that he's left office after 8 years, Obama is a filthy rich man worth hundreds of millions of dollars, believe it or not. And that's how the Black Lives Matter Democrats work it. Elon Musk was trying to find the extent of the fraud and mismanagement and waste in the federal government. So he went to the Treasury Department, because you follow the money when you're trying to find out about a crime. So he went to the Treasury Department and he looked at some of these checks that were written for thousand different expenditures. And these checks had no way of tracking them. They had no information on them of why they were being written, for what purpose were they being written, who got the money, what's the organization. No routing information on the check. Very difficult to track the check because they made sure that it was very secret. And that's how these entitled, arrogant, fucking bimbo Democrats work. You go to a shelter that's tax funded, that's taking care of illegal immigrants who are Haitian, and you knock on the door and they don't tell you anything. They're very secretive, like there's some kind of secret organization operating on their own, and not a tax-funded organization. That's how these super stubborn, these arrogant, entitled super liberals are stubborn. And boy, they don't want to give any ground at all, and they're going to enforce their fucking changing of society, getting rid of white people, hollowing out police departments, stealing billions of dollars. Let's say LA City wants to build low-income housing. This is how their grift works. What they do is they find an NGO, non-government organization, and it says, hey, I want to build 5 low-income units in such and such a place, and we're going to give you $10 million to do it. But before they do that, they hand them 20% to start with. So they hand them $2 million. A lot of these NGOs never do anything. They just take that $2 million, the 20% up front, and they hit the road, or they buy a house and put it in their mom's name, or they park it offshore. So many NGOs under this homeless debacle and not revealing where all these homeless funds went in LA involved that. It involves the city government not giving a flying shit about what happens to taxpayer money. They're just stuffing it in their friends and their families' pockets. So many NGOs
I don't know how to respond to that.
Just kept the money, the 20%. Even if they don't keep the money, the way they work it is they just keep on passing it down the line. One NGO gets an assignment, a contract, even though they don't even have contracts in the LA homeless agencies. They have no evidence at all, but they get a contract for these 5 units of housing, and they get a 20% down, and then they just pass it on to the next NGO, and the next NGO fucks around with it, and they take their $2 million and they pass it on to a third NGO, and now they've got $6 million. So maybe they build it and maybe they don't, but it ends up half the money or more goes into special interest pocket. And that's how these grifts, these thievery of taxpayer money works with the super liberal Black Lives Matter Democrats. They act like, oh, we care about humanity and they're such good people. But under the covers, they're grabbing as much money as they can. And they're not just grabbing it from what money is here, but they're borrowing the money from the future. The Biden administration spent more money than any administration in history. Well, let's look at the national debt. When Biden started, the national debt was $26 trillion. When he left, it was $36 trillion. The Black Lives Matter Democrats ran up a $10 trillion deficit. And who does this deficit get paid by? Of course, by the children or the people who aren't even born now. They have to pay off this debt in the future. But these selfish pricks are giant hypocrites. They only care about themselves and enriching themselves and their friends and making sure their stubborn, stupid ways get enacted. I'm so fucking tired of liberal Hollywood. All they have is their liberal matrix, liberal fucking media, lies and lies and lies. They don't talk about this incredible thievery that's been going on. Incredible hollowing out of the police departments. Have you seen the LAPD or LA County Sheriffs make a big case lately? No. Because what's that movie, Sin City? What is the part of town that's run by the whores and prostitutes? Old Town, I think they call it. And if any police officer enters Old Town, the prostitute and whores shoot him dead, so no police can enter Old Town. Well, in South Central LA, that's what's happened to LAPD. There's areas that they are not allowed to enter, and the people there just do what they want. That's what's happened. That's what these fucking crazy fucking Democrats have done to California. And in many other different ways. What about PAGA? Private Attorneys General Act. It's about labor law. You're wondering why all these fucking restaurants and businesses are closed up and down Hollywood and Sunset and La Cienega? It's because of PAGA. Private Attorneys General Act. And it's labor law where you can sue the business on behalf of the government. But what it's really for is to enrich the attorneys. What has benefited most by these fucking stupid liberal policies? Private attorneys. Everybody sues everybody. California Trial Lawyers Association must have big pull in the state. Because everything they do benefits them. Lawyers, attorneys have gotten rich off PAGA, where businesses, where somebody, a disgruntled employee who came in drunk one day and you fired him, and he got back at you by issuing a suit against the boss and saying, oh, you were 10 minutes late for lunch or some crazy shit, and they get sued and they just say, fuck it, I can't afford the attorney fees, and they go out of business. California has run business out of the state. Big business, small business, middle class business. They run it out and they bring in the poorest, most destitute people, illegal aliens, and they take care of them. 40% of the population of California is on Medi-Cal. How is California going to pay for all these fucking poor people and bums and homeless that they bring into the state? They're getting rid of all the jobs by forcing industry and business to leave the state because of these crazy liberal fucking regulation and laws. These Democrats got to go. They used to be moderate, but now they're radical and they're insane. Everywhere, no matter where it is. The universities are insane liberals. The politicians, it's really bad. These fucking Black Lives Matter Democrats have got to go.